Hey, Rose here with another online dating tip for you. Okay, so yesterday I posted a video and the thumbnail I used on that video, I was supposed to actually use it for this video because I don't like misleading people with thumbnails. I don't like this whole clickbait sort of thing. I like addressing the issue that I have raised in the thumbnail and the title of my video because I respect people's time and I respect people, because I hate it when I click on a video and then the thumbnail is different and the topic is actually different. So anyway, I'm gonna address the topic of that thumbnail because I was actually supposed to tell you this story. Okay, so this video is actually a continuation of the video that I posted yesterday.
Our hearts beat to the city streets, we began to feel the fire.
All right, we were talking about top 10 taboo questions to ask in online dating, and I touched on issues of hygiene. Okay, I spoke about how you need to ask somebody about their hygiene habits. You know, do they shower, and most importantly, do they shower every day? Okay, most of these things that I have actually talked about in that video are actually things that I have, some of them are actually things that I have experienced, okay? So anyway, I got involved with this guy, this American guy, and I must say that even from the very beginning of this relationship, like when I met him in person for the very first time in Nairobi, I noticed that his hygiene was lacking, because I remember we actually met in the morning, and his breath was so bad that I didn't even want him to open his mouth, because I was sitting across the table, and it was really bad. And I actually remember looking at him, looking at his face, and I could see he had not even washed his face or anything. So that was quite weird, but anyway, I let it slide. Because that particular first meeting was not anything special. He wasn't actually, that time he wasn't even actually coming to meet me specifically. He had come, I think, on business. He said he was meeting some web developers or something. So, but then he was like, since I'm there and we've been chatting, we met on Afro Introductions, and he was like, well, since I'm in Nairobi, maybe we can come and you can come and we can, meet. So I remember he was like, oh, can you meet me for breakfast? That was a bit weird, because usually people meet maybe for lunch or I don't know, for coffee. But anyway, it was breakfast, and his mouth was stinking. So long story short, the following meeting, now the one that he was coming to specifically meet me, that is when I realized that things were wrong. There were few things that I noticed. The first thing I noticed was, again, the hygiene, not having a shower. Like, I remember we had come all the way, I had gone to pick him up from the airport, and we've been traveling, and he had been traveling, and when we got to where we were going, the first thing I did was to go and have a shower, to freshen up. And I was like, oh, are you going to have a shower? Oh, no, it's okay. And he ended up not having a shower, and I was like, okay, that's weird. Another thing I noticed was like we didn't do anything in terms of being intimate or anything like that, and that just kept sliding, and it just basically just didn't have. Besides that evening, first of all, as I said, he was stinking. So anyway, this whole time I'm noticing things. We wake up in the morning, he's not brushing his teeth, like normal people do. It's just not working. So fast forward to the time where, because now we met a few times, because he used to come to Nairobi, like he used to just travel. So anyway, fast forward to when now we decided that we should go the K1 visa route. He said, I'm going to file a petition for you so you can come to the US on a fiancé visa. We went through with that. And fast forward to when I got the fiance visa, and now I should travel to the US, and I did that. And we had many problems when I got there. Like, first of all, I want to address the issue of living conditions. I think I have talked about this. The living conditions were absolutely horrible. Like, we were dealing with everything you can think of. Talk about cockroaches, rats, fleas, you name it, flies, you name it, we had it. And that I found very difficult for me, because for us, you know, when we see America in movies, we're like, oh my God, the United States of America. And actually, because he was living in New York, like when I couldn't wait to get there, I was like, oh my God, New York. The only thing is, because I didn't know, I had never been in the US before, I was so excited, and I was posting on my Facebook, oh my God, I'm in New York, I'm in the Bronx. And then somebody said, you know, Rose, don't specify exactly where you are in the New York. It's embarrassing for you to keep saying you're in the Bronx. I was like, okay. So anyway, nothing against people who live in the Bronx. I'm sure there are some really nice apartments there, but the one we were living in was that whole building, I should have been brought down. Like, it was absolutely horrible. It was infested with all kinds of insects, and it was absolutely disgusting. So anyway, that aside, this man, as I said, had hygiene challenges. He won't shower. He only used to shower once a week. That's now that thumbnail you just saw on that video. He used to shower once a week because he used to work from home, and he only used to shower when he should go to the office. So sometimes he would go to the office on a Friday, and sometimes he would go to the office on a Monday. So that's when he would shower, and he used to piss me off, because I'm like, this whole week I've been smelling you. He used to stink, guys. He's a man. He was sweating. He was, you know, and he's going to the toilet. He's not showering. You can imagine. So he used to now when he should go to the office, he's all, you know, he shaves, he showers, he's looking all nice and put together and dressed up nicely. And now I used to get so pissed off, because I was like, your colleagues will think, oh my goodness, you're such a well put together man, you know, you're so clean, you know. And he used to shine his shoes and everything, but at home he's just stinking. And for me, as an African woman, and keep in mind, a lot of these foreigners who come to Africa looking for African women, they're like, oh, we want to find African women because they're submissive, because I'm a leader, and I should lead, and the woman should follow, and my leadership should not be questioned. And I'm thinking, if you cannot tell yourself that you need to shower, what kind of leadership is this? Because as an African woman, I found myself in a very awkward situation where I'm telling a 40-something-year-old man, like, please, can you please go and have a shower? And he won't do it. He used to call it bathing. It's like, I don't have to bathe. I don't have to bathe. And it makes me sick just thinking about it, I swear. So this is something that, you know, you might not take it seriously, but I'm telling you, if you're dealing with somebody who is not taking care of his hygiene, you're gonna run out of that house. If nothing else chases you out of that house, the smell will chase you away, and you'll be so disgusted. As an African woman, like, it made me appreciate our African men, because we have our challenges, but, you know, like, kuoga ni lazima bana. You know, we struggle, unaenda unatafuta maji, you go and looking for, maybe even for water, maybe water is not even available so much, but you make sure you have your shower, you clean up, especially when you have a lady in the house, you know. So the thing that I'm thankful for, and I know this doesn't make sense, but I'm thankful for the fact that he was suffering from erectile dysfunction. So that's another issue that I talked about in the video, that you must ask somebody if he's suffering from any erectile abnormalities and dysfunctions, because Like, this person is not your brother. You're there to have a romantic relationship with this person. So if things cannot happen, like, it makes things very difficult. And for me, I feel like when you have this connection with somebody, that intimacy aspect of the relationship, it makes it easier to deal. I think, for me, in my opinion, it makes it easier to deal with other issues. Like, if you're having problems, like if you're arguing about something, I feel like that bond, that connection actually makes things a little bit easier. It makes it easier to deal with problems. So for us, that was not there. And actually, I thank God, because if somebody is not showering, they're gonna just give you all kinds of infections, So that was not there. And another issue that we had, and I actually feel like I should have included this question in my question video, it's about taking somebody, an African woman, because for me, I must confess, I wasn't like really exposed to the ways of the world, if I may say so. So when I go to somewhere and this person is taking me to a sex toy shop, that was quite traumatizing for me, guys. I know now you're looking at me, you're like, oh, come on now, you're making a big deal out of nothing. But back then, maybe now, I've seen a lot of things, so maybe now looking at those things, maybe it's not an issue. But back then, I had never even seen how a sexy toy shop looks like. So now he decides, because he's got erectile dysfunction, he's gonna take me to a sex toy shop without telling me where we are going. So he's leading me like a goat. Like this African woman, I don't have to explain anything to her. She just gonna follow where I take her. So I find myself in this shop where they are selling these things and they are showing me all these objects, and I'm like, so you are telling me you have brought me here because you are not able to do things the old-fashioned way. So you're gonna buy these objects and stick them up my vagina without consulting me. This was so, I was so pissed off. I'm in a foreign land. He's already made it clear that he's not gonna sort out the issue of visa, because as I said, I went there on a K1 visa, and we said K1 visa is a fiancé visa, is only valid for 3 months. So either you get married or you get out. So, and I was so afraid. I had seen some documentaries on YouTube about people in those deportation, what is it called? Those places, for the detention places where they keep them before they deport them. And I'm like, because it looks like a jail, I think it's a jail. I never wanted to end up in an American jail somewhere. I was born a free woman. I'm a free African woman, and I was not gonna live in a foreign land as a prisoner or as a, look, I don't want you to misunderstand me. For those of you who are strong enough to go to foreign land and live there without papers, big up to you, big respect to you. But for me, I wasn't gonna do that, especially when I've been taken to America by an American citizen, born and raised, full American citizen. And then I go there and I live there without papers. I was not gonna do that, and also I did not trust that man, because I felt like he could just sell me to the immigration any moment. He turned out to be not a good person. So I felt like because as I said in my previous video, he was even suggesting that I steal identity from his cousin, which puts me in a very bad situation. Like if I'm caught, I'm in jail, directly in jail. So if somebody is suggesting that you commit a crime in his country, I had to go back to my country, guys. You can say whatever you want in the comment section. So he takes me to this sex toy shop, and he's being forceful and aggressive, and you know, talking with this foul language that they use, and F this and whatever. And I'm thinking, no, thank you. You're not gonna stick some objects in my body against my will without consulting me, without even telling me where we are going. Like, are you crazy? You know, we had a big fight. I was like, you're sick, because I'm a woman. You should sit. I'm a whole grown human being. Like, I'm not a goat. You cannot just, lead me to somewhere and force me to do something that involves my body. If you can't do it yourself, if you can't get it up and do it yourself, leave me alone. I didn't tell you I needed some objects to be stuck up my vagina. So, this man was not showering. He was showering once a week. He had erectile dysfunctions. He was very forceful. He was very aggressive. He was very rude and disrespectful. He was so entitled. These are people you are dealing with on those dating apps. These people, most of these people who are coming on these dating websites have issues, and they know their women will not put up with their bullshit. Okay, that is why they're coming there. They know you cannot take an American woman and then you're not even telling her where you're going. You're just driving her and dropping her in some stupid sex toy shop, and then you're selecting objects that you should stick up her body. That's not gonna happen. Also, I don't think there's any American woman who will put up, a normal person will not put up with somebody who is sitting there, 40-something-year-old man who is sitting there the whole week without showering, just stinking the whole house. Think about it. This is something, these are people you are dealing with. And this is why I'm telling you, it's very important, it's crucial, it's actually paramount that you ask questions. Difficult questions, erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, hygiene habits, anal sex questions. You have to ask these questions. You have to, as an African woman, as any woman, if you're getting involved with somebody, and especially if you're getting involved with somebody who is probably gonna move you from your country, from the safety of your country, from where you know your way around, you know your friend, you have your friends, you have your family. You're going somewhere where you don't know anybody. You're even going to a country where you don't even speak the language. For those of you who are moving to Europe. So imagine now you're in this situation, you're stuck, you don't know what to do. I'm grateful I was able to go back to my country. I mean, come on. I mean, I cried the whole way because I knew people are gonna insult me. They're gonna call me stupid for leaving US because, you know, as Africans, as I said, we see US as this, you know, paradise because of what we see in the movies. But the movies lie. That's not true. That's not what it is. America, the US is just a country like any other country with its challenges, with its problems. They even have homeless people there. There are problems everywhere. So I cried the whole way. I got there, I got to my country. I was happy to be there, but I was hiding. I didn't want people to see me. But I thank God that I made it and I was alive, because I felt if I had stayed there, I would have died. I would have died of depression. I was already deep in depression. I was depressed, guys. It took me a long time to recover, because I was, of course, questioning myself. I'm like, did I make the right decision? Oh my God, should I have stayed? Should I have just hid there even without papers like this? Should I moved to another state? Should I? But I think I did. I think I wouldn't have survived. First of all, I didn't have the strength. I feel like if you have the strength, the mental strength to do it, you can do it. But mentally, I was broken. I was not in a position to fight and stay there and without papers and hiding from police and being worried that somebody could call immigration on me, hiding from him so he doesn't know where I am. And I just couldn't do it. In fact, when I left, I didn't even want him to know where I was until I was in my country. That's when I told him, because he kept saying, oh, there are no Africans who come to the United States and go back to Africa. I know you already have plans with other Africans, so you can stay here. I was like, no, I'm going back to my country and I will contact you when I get there. And yes, I did. When I got there, I contacted him. I said, get on a video call. I show you I'm at home. I'm back in my country. There's nothing wrong with going back to your country if things don't work out abroad, in Europe, in US, in Canada. Rather than staying there and then you come back in a casket, go back to your country and then start over. Get back on the drawing board and start over. My name is Rose. I just wanted to clarify because, as I said, I don't like misleading people with thumbnails. So that thumbnail was actually for this video. So I'm actually just gonna make another thumbnail that looks like the other one, because As I said, I respect your time. I respect you enough to not mislead you with thumbnail and clickbait. I don't do that. I address the subject that I raise on my thumbnail. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel today. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so we can continue discussing these issues about online dating, interracial dating, intercultural dating, moving abroad. These are topics that we're gonna continue discussing here on my channel. My name is Rose. Thank you so much, and I shall see you on my next one. Bye bye for now.